Hello, I'm Sister Marian Lorraine, and I'm here today to talk to you about our new publication called Exploring the Catholic Faith. This is the cover of the book. Please excuse me, it's hard to get this really in focus. It's called Exploring the Catholic Faith, and it was written by Father Herbert McCabe. He was a Dominican priest from England. This book was a co-publication that we did with DLT from London, so that's why he was living in England. Because he was a Dominican, I thought I'd just set the scene a little bit with something about St. Thomas. So here's my picture of St. Thomas, one of the nice ones that Sister Emmanuel did. And I also have this little statue of St. Thomas that Sister Claire will recognize. She gave it to me a few years ago. Now, this book, Exploring the Catholic Faith, it's really a great introduction for anybody who comes into the center and wants to know something about the church. Perhaps they're not really interested to the point of wanting to become Catholic if they're not, but they want to know something about it, and they don't want a big tome. They're not at the position where they want to plow through something really long and heavy. They want a basic introduction, and the subtitle tells you what it is. It's called A Guide Through the Basics, and really that's what it is. The book is divided into 3 parts, and the 3 parts cover the very most basic aspects of the Catholic faith. The first part is on the redemption, and there you find the main truths of the faith: the incarnation, the Trinity, of course, and the redemption. Part 2 on the church covers the church and the 7 sacraments, and then part 3 is on the moral life. It covers the commandments. However, it does it in a very unique way, and this is what makes it different from other books of this type. And you can see the influence of the author's Dominican background, because he covers the moral life according to the plan that St. Thomas took in the Summa, which was to focus on the virtues. So it starts out by discussing the 3 theological virtues: faith, hope, and charity, and then it gets into the 4 cardinal virtues: prudence, justice, temperance, and fortitude. And in the discussion of all those virtues, it takes up all the moral matters that people need to know about. One thing I'd like to point out, which is really important, is that the new book, Exploring the Catholic Faith, it's different from our basic catechism. And really, even though basic catechism is called basic, and it is basic, it's not as basic as this one is. So Exploring the Catholic Faith is meant for people who just want to know a little bit. They're not at the point where they want to get into a lot of detail. And just to give you one illustration, the section on the Eucharist in Exploring the Catholic Faith has 11 questions on the Eucharist, whereas Basic Catechism has over 50. There's really quite a few. And when you start to look through the Basic Catechism, you realize that it's got quite a lot of information and material in there. When it talks about the Eucharist, it even gets into things like the vestments and some of the liturgical vessels. There's a lot of details in there that this book doesn't have. It's not meant to have, because it's intended for a different audience. So the 2 books are related, but they're not the same by any means. And so please don't think that this is meant to replace the Basic Catechism, because it's really not. And when you look at it and you look through it, you'll really see the difference. The book Exploring the Catholic Faith, really, I would say it gets to the heart of the faith in a very simple and concise way. That's really a good springboard for further reading and further discussion down the line. So I think that's about it, and that's really the basic difference between those 2 books. So this should be really, I think, something that would meet the needs of a lot of people, though. So it would be good for those introductory type of people who just want something very basic and introductory about the faith. Thank you very much.